Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 21st of June. We are celebrating International Day of Yoga, and the world has completed 9 years of the celebration. The first news of the day, that is India's first mRNA vaccines against Omicron has been approved. Second, government measures to combat heat wave threat. This is from the explained page of the Indian Express. Third, that is telecom regulator suggests norm for undersea cables. Fourth, railway to improve amenities for unreserved coach. And the last is an editorial, the new asanas. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. First news, that is India's first mRNA vaccines against the Omicron has been approved, something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of it. So in a major achievement, the first mRNA-based booster vaccines against Omicron has been there, and this was made approved by the Drug Controller General of India, the apex regulatory body when it comes to the approval of drug. So DCGI has actually approved country first vaccine, which is by a name called Zemcovac OM. This is an mRNA based vaccines that was developed by Genova Biopharmaceutical Limited for emergency uses. Right? Initially, now this is for emergency use. Once more trial results are there, the final emergency use authorizations will also be given. Right? So we'll see the detail. Now, what is Gemcovac OM? This is actually manufactured by Genova Biopharmaceutical, which is based in Pune, and they have developed it in a collaboration with Department of Biotechnology. So DBT के through collaborate की गई है, and the part of the companies and Government of India with the DBT has actually come up with the vaccine, right? Now, this company has recently announced that mRNA की जो उनकी vaccines है COVID-19 की boosters against Omicron, has received the emergency use authorizations from the Drug Controller General of India, right? So you can even refer to the DCGI about more details, how does it actually function. Now, Zemcovac OM has demonstrated the robust immune response. उनके जो trials किए गए phase 3 में, across 20 centers में phase 3 में trials हुए, and then 30 centers in India. And this has seen the result where almost close to 3,000 participants were there. And the result was substantially progressive, and it found that it is safe and well tolerated. Now, about mRNA vaccine, some basic that you must know. mRNA की अगर बात करें, it's a type of, so basically mRNA stands for a messenger vaccine, it's RNA type, which is necessary for the protein productions. और इसमें actually जो mRNA that is acting as a informations to the genes and creating a blueprint, making the protein to get an idea that yes, this is how we need to respond to that, right? And once the cell finish making the protein, then they quickly break down into the mRNA. mRNA vaccines does not enter the nucleus and does not alter the DNA. So some basic factual information that can be relevant for the examination. Now, how does it actually work? If you see the part of procedures and the involvement which is there, in terms of functioning. So first, mRNA vaccine which is being given to the upper arm of the body. And the vaccinations received, it entered to the muscle cells. And finally, the machinery process start with the formations of the spike protein. I think you must be aware how does the spike protein work. These are the binding protein which are there. Now, the spike protein found on the surface of the virus that caused COVID-19 after the spike protein made breakdown to the mRNA is removed. Now, human cell display that spike protein on the surface, then जो हमारी immune response है वो according to respond करती है, and basically this trigger the immune response and produce antibodies to activate more cells and even off than things for the infections. Now, the news, government measures to combat heat wave death, something important for General Studies Paper 1, that is the important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, heat wave. These are all categorized under the paper 1 syllabus, right? So there was a meeting which there by the government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare ने मिनिस्टर ने स्पेसिफिकली एक मीटिंग की है with the senior officers of Indian Meteorological Department and the National Disaster Management Authority, better known as NDMA. Right. So why this meeting was held? This was held to figure out how India and the part of the heat wave situation which is there can be controlled. So the Ministry of Health Affairs has come up with a team. Basically, these team will be devoted to affected states and guide the state government that what are the measures that are required to take. Now, the Union Health Ministry has asked the ICMR, that is Indian Council for Medical Research, to come up with a short-term and long-term plan to coordinate with these agencies to prevent any such death because of the heat waves. Now, how does heat wave affect your body? I think this is a basic phenomenon, but you must know how this actually works. See, if you're in direct contact in the summer, if you're reaching out outside and you have a lot of sweating, it will lead to an heat exhaustion. If there's a part of the sweating which is on the higher side, an individual will witness an heat exhaustions, right? And a heat stroke can be there. Your body is unable to regulate. Why? Because above any temperature which is 40 degrees Celsius above, the body sweats a lot and there's a lot of dehydration that can occur. And specifically there is an imbalances of salt, which is sodium and potassium, which even make you unconscious to perform. Now the high core temperature coupled with the salt imbalances disrupt the human organs, leading to the hot symptoms. Basically बहुत सारे ऐसे symptoms है जो दिखते हैं, even dizziness and breakdown is also there. Now, this is the reason that we advise people to stay hydrated on the hot days. This is what the doctor has to say. Now, when hospitalization is required in the part of the heat wave is there, so like according to doctor, a person must be taken to hospital immediately if is visiting some of the symptoms, like the body temperature is very high, but they're not sweating, and they feel drowsy, they're vomiting, they're not having a passing the urine is easily, and even not breathing properly. So these are the symptoms that can be characterized that the condition is due to the severe heat wave. Special care need to be given for those who are old and young and those who have comorbidities and are prone to the impact of heat waves. Preventive measures. I think most of you must be aware what are the preventive measures. These are some of the common preventive measures that must be taken. So first you need to prevent like coming out in the heat time, like direct sun contact se aapko dur rehni, specifically between noon to 3. Ensure that drinking water is adequate, you're not feeling thirsty, and you are hydrated with lemon water, buttermilk, ORS and other maintained electrolyte level is very important for the body. NDMA ने पब्लिक के साथ भी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों को साझा किया है. They have said that you need to maintain the low body temperature, you need to keep yourself with the damp clothes, and even cold bathing is frequently required. You can have twice or thrice bath. This can help you out to come up with any kind of severity that is there and complication that is there due to heat. Telecom regulators suggest norms for undersea cable, something important for General Studies Paper 2. That is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. So in a move to ease the part of setting the submarine undersea cable landing stations, this is known as CLC. I'll be addressing this with CLC in the coming part. So Telecom Regulatory Authority ने release की recommendations that how there should be the license framework when it comes to the regulatory mechanism of the sectors. Now, what is the recommendations that was given by the TRAI, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India? It's an apex body that regulates the part of telecom, right? So it have recommended the existing system permit should include 2 categories of the cable landing stations in the locations. They include main facility and the fiber distribution unit known as the point of presence or POP in the industry. Now, it is called as an international long distance or internet service provider as rules may be changed accordingly. क्या advantages होंगी इस तरह? So this will enable the license access and extend its own leakages dark the part of the fiber pairs which is there under the cable. And however, the CLC POPs will require to further for the security and regulatory obligations. इसमें कुछ important चीजों को report करने में भी मदद मिलेगी. Like it will call the government to give up CLC related operations that include the part of layouts, maintenance, and repair of the subsea cables. The owing of the critical role is for the national high-speed data architecture, and important TRAI said that the section would be added for the upcoming bill to promote prioritized CLC and submarine cables in India. Now, permissions for dark fiber, how this dark fiber will work. The TRAI has submitted that this should be permitted on existing cable landing, short cables, and Indian water potential for futures. Finally, the regulators suggest that the undersea cable are not notified critical informations infrastructure. This will benefit the protections of the National Critical Information Infrastructure and Protection Center. So this is again a priority. This can be in security reasons also. Government has not come up with the final disclosures, but this is how it will be executed. Now, railways to improve travel amenities for the unreserved coaches. Important for General Studies Paper 2, that is the welfare schemes for the vulnerable section of the population by the center and the state government. So recently, the Ministry of Railway has come up with a detailed plan where they have embarked that a mission will be there to bring out that how the facilities for the passengers that are traveling to Indian Railways, specifically in the unreserved sections, they should be provided with some good amenities, which is actually not there as of now. So the present traveling in the unreserved coaches in the long distance can be a nightmare, and these experiences held a lot of congestions. People do not find feasible traveling at this part of the coaches, and definitely the conditions are very poor, right? Now, actions planned by Railway Board, और या फिर आप बोल सकते हैं जो Ministry of Railway की main regulatory body, apex body, जो top decision management body, उन्होंने decide किया है that the strategy will be there for comfortable of the passengers, and when the second class coaches with the part where they will be augmenting it with some of the facilities that is required, and the instructions are given to all general managers and zonal railway officers so that they can provide affordable meals if there's required. That meal is not provided to this class. Drinking water, vending trolleys, and unreserved coaches at all stops. So these are the part that railway would be augmenting to provide a good services to the individual. Now, on-board housekeeping will be again a mandatory part to ensure the cleanliness and availability of the boat. So this will be deployed with the interval of the coaches, and the train management will have the part where they will be cleaning everything. I mean, the part of the train's cleanliness, hygiene has to be maintained. The drinking water booths will be established on the stations, and carrying capacity for the reserve. If you see the coaches, which is ICF 90, वहाँ पे capacity होती है, और जो new coaches आ रही हैं LHB, that is 99. So these are some of the part where the railway actually functions, and they are improving. This is a very good news that the people, the marginalized section, will also get some of the basic amenities that is required. Now, moving to the editorial, the new asana, something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention with regard to the part of their design and implementations. So today is 21st of June, that is International Day of Yoga, and the article or editorial focuses on the part how it has made a global phenomenon. We'll see it. The promotions of yoga, M-Yoga की जो mobile app है, it's launched by WHO and Ministry of Ayush, so the collaborative efforts. Yoga academic centers की बात करेंगे, opportunity for startup and the way forward. So International Day of Yoga 2023, this marked the 9th International Day of Yoga, which actually come up in 2014. So this is celebrated in New York, and this time Prime Minister of India is attending as a significant, and this make it more prominent because India has pitched for the International Yoga Day. The 2023 marked the 9th year, which declared in the International Day 2014, and there's now greater awareness about the benefit of practicing yoga, which is contributing to your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Now, yoga, a global phenomenon. Yoga is now a global phenomenon. With the rise of social media, digital platform, yoga has translated geographical boundaries to reach people across the world. और अगर बात करें countries में, तो have to reach out to 192 countries, 44 Islamic states deliberating on the part, and it has gained popularity in many other countries as well. Informal assessments की बात करें, 400 people were participating in this. And the impact of the positive numbers are there. The countries practicing yoga have found it to be providing and promoting wellness and health benefits. Promotions of yoga की अगर बात करें, इंडिया में जो Indian Council for Agriculture Research है, that is ICCR, and Ministry of External Affairs ने collaborate किया है to support Ayush Ministry for the promotions of yoga, and they have been doing it since 2018. And the conference has been sought to trace the similarities between yoga and traditional practices, which is even done in African and South Asian, East Asian countries. Now, International Day of Yoga has helped to demystify the part of precious knowledge and traditions. This will integrate for the holistic development with the yogic science and now more intangible before. The yoga is more of a practice than less of a preaching, right? Now, Yoga mobile app, if you're not using, if you are a yoga enthusiast, you can definitely download. It's a very good app. So this is an app which was developed by in collaborations with the WHO and Ministry of Ayush. It also helped to promote the research in yoga, research established for the practicing of yoga to reduce the stress. Many of the countries have incorporated yoga as a health system, and WHO has initiated the process of developing benchmark document the standard yoga training via the mobile applications with some of the critical information shared over that. Now, yoga and academic centers की अगर बात करें to promote yoga, definitely we require universities and centers. तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने कुछ आइडेंटिफाई किए सेंटर्स को. अमंग देम इज 150 स्वामी विवेकानंद डिस्ट्रिक्ट योगा हेल्थ सेंटर. द हेडक्वार्टर इज देयर एट Kolkata in Havda district, right? You can check it out their website. And yoga therapy has become post popular post COVID rehabilitations में yoga की जो importance है वो लोगों को और पता चली है. And there's other institutions that is also working for that. 6 central universities में center establish की गई है, department establish की गई so that the yoga promotions are there. 30% of the private, state and deemed university have also started their courses and certificate, diploma, UG, PG courses in yoga since 2015. The full-fledged yoga university, that is Vivekananda Yoga University in California. This is about the abroad. There are all other university as well. I'm not getting in elaborations of that, but these are some of the basics that you must know. Now, there's the opportunity for startup also, like the wellness strategy that is being facilitated. कई सारे ऐसे startups हैं जिन्होंने apparels, mates, props, and etc. part they're coming up with the studios, therapy centers. Everything is being developed to promote the part of yoga. Now, with yoga industries, the revenue crossing 100 billion, yoga-based state ups and excitement is increasing significantly in the decades. Meditations-based mobile applications, specialized yoga mats, especially the yoga therapies, are there that will help an individual to control their mind, meditate, and even promote health and wellness. Now, the way forward, the International Day of Yoga has helped to create a sense of community practices and basically for the yoga enthusiast. With the lifestyle changes and even the health wellness changes, yoga can offer a deliveries for the Indian traditional system and knowledges. Yoga is celebrate the part which is there. I mean, today, that is 21st of June. This can also be spread up to the part where the knowledge is imparted across the globe. And the challenge is that we need to protect the purity of yoga, preventing the trivialization, adulteration, and distortion of the sciences. So yoga in general has helped a lot many people. This is a tradition which has continued since the time of Patanjali, who was the one who have endeavored yoga and promoted across the globe. Now, moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is B. You can check out for the options. Now, today's MCQ, that is Ocean Satellite. It's an observatory satellite built and launched operated by Indian Space Research Organization. It facilitates the applications including documenting chlorophyll concentrations, phytoplanktons, and blooms. Now, the second question, that is International Labour Organization. It's ILO. You have to check for the correct option. It is an individual agencies mandated for the advancement of socio-economic justice by setting the international labor standard. It was created as a part of Treaty of Versailles. It releases social dialogue report. So do check out for the important statement. This type of question will be relevant for your examination. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any queries about the admissions courses, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.